Hi everybody and welcome to my next tutorial, this time on Adobe Audition. My name is Moltenan and while preparing a tutorial on After Effects for you, I decided to do a tutorial on how I always clean up the audio recording. That is pretty messy because I have a low-end sound card on my PC, so basically the sound is a mess. So I decided, what the hell, I do tutorial about that. So here we are, and let's get starting. Let me just play this back. CC radial fast blur. So let's apply this. Okay, never mind that. As you can see in here, we have a quite loud noise going in the background. See, this is the place that I'm speaking, and this is what's always, this should be silent, and as you can see it isn't. So we need to fix this, and to do this, probably most of you just select a noise sample, then go to effects, restoration and noise reduction, and then you use a capture profile. And this is basically good, but in this case, because this is very low frequency and noise reduction is good for a bit higher frequencies. So in this case I will show you a cool trick. This is so-called X-ray mode. We can call it like that, but this is really spectral frequency display of the sound file. And these are the frequencies. Here we have low frequencies, and here we have high frequencies. So basically, as you can see, all this noise is in the bottom. So let's just zoom in. I hold and drag on this scale, holding my right mouse button. So let's just try to figure out what the noise is, and I think this is the noise. So let's just select whole audio clip. Let's zoom in again, and let's just draw a square selection around this, and let's go to effects, mute. This will take a while, so just to speed things up I will just skip this part. Okay, almost finished. And as you can see, the display changed a bit, and I usually do this several times, like 2 or 3 times, so I can get smoother results. So let me just do this again, and let's skip the recording of this process because there's nothing interesting going on. Okay, almost done. And now let's listen to this. CC radial fast blur. So if you looked closely, you could probably see that the noise level before muting this part of the spectral display was about -12 or something like this, and now it's like -30. So this is good. You can still hear this rumbling noise, but this is a good starting point for some other processing. So let's go back to waveform display. As you can see, the level of the noise is pretty low right now, but also if you look closely, the whole waveform is basically offset down a bit, and applying any kind of filter, any kind of restoration filter or processing filter like FFT filter process, as a side effect will just level this up. So this is good because we are going to use this filter anyway, and what this does, it also cuts off some frequencies that we don't need anymore, and this is basically a preset that I created for myself, especially for recording these tutorials. So let's just apply this. or you can use one of the presets, you know, already installed with your copy of Adobe Audition. For example, there should be something like kill the mic rumble, and this looks like this. And I found that the best settings for my microphone are something like this, but I always have to adjust this a bit. You can always use the preview button to, you know, see what fits best for you. So I will just try to draw something similar to what it was. Dobra, uwaga. Okay, this sounds pretty nice. And let's click OK. Let me just tweak this up a little bit. Watch and observe what will happen with this waveform after applying this filter. Okay, it's hard to see because we're zoomed back now, so I will just zoom back in for you. As you can see, the noise level is even lower, and now there is no, you know, offset. So let's just hear this. As you can see, now the noise level is around -45, and this is good, and this is a good point for applying restoration, noise reduction. Let's just capture the profile. This will take a while, so I will just skip recording of this part, because like in the previous cases, there's nothing interesting to follow. Okay, almost finished. Well, this process usually don't take that much time. Well, this basically depends on the values that you've set in here and in here. I've set it to pretty high values, so I get a really accurate noise sample. But you don't have to do that, you know, every time. You can use the default settings as well. So well, applying noise reduction filter often causes some artifacting that you can, you know, hear, and this is not a pretty good result. So to get rid of that, or to, you know, minimize the side effects, you can just go down with this slider to about 40 and set the smoothing amount to 3 or 4. I don't even remember what's the default value for this, but let's leave it at 4, and let's apply the effect. On the selection, as you can see, the noise is almost gone, and we can leave it as it is right now. So let's just go back and apply this to our whole waveform. Let me just zoom back and double click to select the full length of the audio clip, and let's apply noise reduction with the same settings. And once again, we have to wait for a minute and a half, or we can talk about something. You have anything interesting to say? You know what, forgive me, but I really have to go now, because, you know, I have to go on with this tutorial, so we can't, you know, chat anymore. So I will catch you guys later, and now I will show you what to do next. Okay? Okay. So noise reduction is almost finished, and this is good. Let me just zoom in to see how it looks. Well, it looks pretty decent, I think. So now let's do some, you know, tweaking. So let's go to graphic equalizer, and I always use well, not always, mostly I use classic V preset, because this gets the job done. You know, it cuts off the middle tones and pumps up the lower and higher tones. This is pretty good, and this as you can see works pretty fast, so I don't even have to pause the recording. Okay, this looks nice. Now we would like to normalize this wave. Unfortunately, we have some peaks in here, and you know, the elegant way to do this is to use a compressor, or I just have to check what it's called, you know, officially. So this will be in amplitude, I guess, and this would be dynamic processing, I think. Yes, that's it, but we don't have to be elegant every time. So let me just apply effects, amplitude, hard limiting, and let's see where the values, you know, are peaking. And this is somewhere about -3 and -6, so let's set this to -5, for example, and let's hit OK. This also goes, blazing fast, so just wait a few seconds. As you can see, we have cut off all these peaks, so now we can apply amplitude and normalize to 85 or even 90%. And I think we are ready to go. Let's just listen to this. Something like this. Yes, that looks pretty nice actually. And now to soften this up, you would probably think, well, I think that's it. We are ready to go. So now let's just save the file. Unfortunately, my recording software records audio in MP3 files, so this is not a good starting point for doing any kind of audio editing. But unfortunately, I'm forced to use MP3s, so I'm using MP3s. And I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Stay tuned for more Adobe products tutorials on my website www.malteanon.com. See you there. Cheers.